Hi everyone, welcome back. So today I'll be trying out the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. I keep wanting to say L'Oreal Total Cover. I did a review for that too. I will link that up here if you guys want to watch it. But before we dive into this video, if you're new here, welcome. I post new foundation first impression reviews all the time. And if this is something that you're interested in, consider subscribing so you can be alerted when I post new content. So it has been a struggle to get my hands on this foundation. Canada is always a little behind the game when it comes to new products, but I was at my local drugstore last week and it was there, so I grabbed it. So I picked up the shade Porcelain, which is the third to lightest shade available, I believe. So let's check out some of the claims on the website. From sheer to full, your ideal coverage is just drops away with our new Total Control Drop Foundation. Fine-tune this velvety matte foundation with the included dropper. Simply adjust the number of drops until you create the look you're feeling today. Want more coverage? Add more drops. And that's pretty much all it says. So this foundation is available in 24 shades, which is pretty amazing. It retails for $14 and you get 0.43 fluid ounces, which is about less than half a standard bottle of foundation. 4 drops of this is supposed to be full coverage, 2 for light coverage, 3 for medium, and 4 for full coverage. There was also a brush that was being sold with this. I didn't end up buying the brush because I've watched some other reviews with the foundation brush and I didn't see anything especially special about it. For packaging, it comes in this little frosted glass bottle. $14 for a drugstore foundation is definitely on the high end, especially with the amount of product they give you. So if you want to know what I think of the NYX Total Control Drops Foundation and how it applies and wears throughout the day, don't go anywhere, just keep watching. What on earth is going on with this hair this morning? I slept in sponge rollers last night. I didn't expect it to be so poofy. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those kind of days. Okay, so I've already washed and moisturized my face. And for moisturizer, I'm using the Cetaphil Daily Facial Moisturizer with SPF 15. And for primer, I'm using the Rimmel Lasting Finish Primer. As always, I'll have all the products I used in the description box below. So I'm gonna treat this one a little differently than the other foundations I've tried in the past. I'm only going to apply this to my face with a brush today, and in this case I am using, which one am I using? I am using the Heavenly Skin Full Coverage Foundation Brush from Nyx Cosmetics. And the reason why I'm not bothering with the sponge is because anytime I've watched a review of this product in which a sponge was used, the sponge just completely soaks up all the product and none of it got distributed on the skin. If you're new here, I have dry skin. So it's essential that I find a foundation that doesn't dehydrate my skin, otherwise it can age me another 10 years. I'm especially prone to dryness along my chin area and my forehead. So I bought this in the shade Porcelain, which at first glance is probably going to look a little bit light, but I've heard this foundation is prone to oxidizing. Plus, I tend to buy foundation that's about a shade or 2 lighter than my face, because from the neck down I'm quite fair and this prevents me from getting the big foundation line around the edges of my neck and chin. Right. Let's shake this up. Sounds super liquidy. So 4 drops of this is supposed to be full coverage. I don't have high hopes for this claim. It just looks super watery. So when they say 4 drops, I'm assuming that's supposed to mean your whole face. God, I don't know how to do this. So I'm just gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoop, I think 5 got in there, but I don't think this is going to cover my whole face. I mean, that was 4 drops and we're barely getting half of my face. Yeah, we're gonna need a little bit more than 4 drops. I'm not even getting half of my face covered. I mean, I got a little bit of my forehead here and it's, yeah. We're gonna need way more than 4 drops. 4 drops is definitely not cutting. 2, 3, oops, I think that was 4. Okay, so with 8 drops, we're barely at medium coverage. If you were using this for full coverage, I feel like you would go through this bottle pretty quickly. 1, 2, 3, whoops. 5, okay. That's 8 drops. Let's see if this covers the other half of my face. So if you build this up, it will cover. It's just, it's not great. There's like some melasma poking through up there and a little bit poking through up there, and then a tiny bit poking through here. It is starting to oxidize a little bit, just something to be aware of. So in total, I used about 16 drops on my face, 8 on this side and 8 on this side, and I'm not even close to full coverage, maybe medium at best. So right now, it just, I don't know. It looks okay. It doesn't look amazing. I mean, my forehead looks okay and my cheeks look okay. This area right through here is looking a little dry, and here is looking a little dry. I guess I'm a little grumpy because of the amount of product I've had to use. I can't help but feel that when they say 4 drops, they mean 4 full drops from the dropper, not 4 individual drops. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I'm going to end up setting this with a powder. It looks a little chalky, if that makes sense. I can't really think of any other word to describe it. Yeah, it looks a little dry on my skin and I don't want to make it any worse. Alright, so I'm going to go put on the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Well, hello. What do you think of the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation? Wow, that lipstick is bright. So if you're wondering what's on my lips, it's the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Liquid Lipsticks. I'm currently filming a review for these as well, so hopefully I should have that up before this review goes up. At this point, it looks better than I thought it would look. The color has darkened a little bit, but I mean, the color blends with my neck. Yeah, there's nothing settling into fine lines. My forehead looks really good. There's a little dryness around my chin, but overall, it looks really nice. I think what's irritating me the most is the amount of product that they give you, and then the claims that 4 drops is full coverage, when either way, if the look you are going for is full coverage, you could go through a bottle of this very quickly. So on my eyes, I'm wearing the Wet n Wild Au Naturel palette. So for bronzer, I'm wearing the Physician Formula Butter Bronzer. And for blush, I'm wearing the Physician Formula Butter Blush. Highlight, I'm wearing the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Illuminating Palette in the shade, what shade is this? In the shade Catwalk Pink. So we're calling the time check at 9:59. I will check in with you guys in 5 hours and let you know how this is held up. So the time is 3:35. You know I had attitude about the price of this, which I still have attitude about the price, but I'm honestly surprised with how much I like this one. My forehead is still looking really nice. There's no texture up there. There's a teeny little bit of dryness along my chin, but I don't know if this makes sense. It only looks dry. It doesn't feel dry. But there's no creasing around my eyes or around my mouth. Has worn away a bit. I just ate lunch and I think I was like wiping away up there, but yeah, under my nose seems to have worn away a little bit. I mean, I'm usually not a fan of matte foundations because they can be very drying on the skin. So far, it looks nice. I don't really have many complaints about this. That chalkiness that I was experiencing earlier seems to have gone away, mainly because I think the foundation is oxidized to a much more flattering color. Like if I go up here, my neck and my face are pretty close to a match. So far so good. I'll check in with you guys a little later on tonight and let you know how this is held up through the rest of the day. So we're calling the time at 8:12. So let's get a look at this. You know, I really did not want to like this foundation. I didn't. I was irritated by the price. I thought it was ridiculously overpriced for the amount of product that they gave you. The dropper thing, I mean, it was cute to look at, but it kind of got on my nerves. And then the claims that 4 drops equaled full coverage, when, I mean, we all saw how much product it took to build up decent coverage on my face. I kind of went into this review with a chip on my shoulder after applying it because I really did not want to like it. A matte foundation is typically one that I don't reach for. I find them to be drying on my skin. They have a drying factor around my chin. They show texture. Matte foundations are just typically one that I just wouldn't reach for. I mean, everything is looking really nice still. I mean, there is a teeny tiny little dry area on this area of my chin, but my forehead looks really good. It doesn't look chalky, or it's not emphasizing texture. There's no dry patches showing. There's that dryness down here, but it's just this one teeny tiny spot. I don't have it on both sides. It's just this one tiny spot. I like this one, but I don't know. For the price and the amount of product that they give you and the amount of product you need to use, I can see you going through a bottle of it quite quickly. So that's my 2 cents. I really like it. I don't think I would repurchase it again, just based on the amount of product you need, the cost of it, and the amount of product given. It just sucks because I love how this looks on me. It's just, they would have only made the bottle bigger. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up or consider subscribing if you'd like to be alerted when I post new content. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!